Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and in our top stories today from the New York Post, former Virginia Tech soccer player who refused BLM kneel gets $100,000 in settlement. A former Virginia Tech soccer player who accused her coach of benching her when she refused to kneel during a pregame social justice demonstration will get $100K under a lawsuit settlement, a new report says. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a social justice demonstration. Kirsten Henig is receiving the money after agreeing to dismiss the federal lawsuit she filed in 2021 against head coach Charles Chugger Adair on First Amendment grounds, the Roanoke Times reported. That would be the newspaper out of Virginia. The settlement includes no admission of wrongdoing by either Henig or her former coach, said her lawyer Cameron Norris to the outlet. Henig claimed she was benched after Adair became frustrated by her political views, which often differed from those of her teammates. Oh my goodness, someone having a difference of opinion, a different perspective. And ladies and gentlemen, and this is what we talk about here on the channel, and this is why I like these sorts of stories, because people often ask, what can we do against this woke culture? Now, let me explain what happened. When President Trump became the duly elected president in 2016, the left couldn't handle it. They emotionally and psychologically couldn't handle it. And so, as I often say, polite society gave the left an inch to reconcile the fact that President Trump was the duly elected president, but they couldn't reconcile emotionally and psychologically. And this is what I'm talking about. We're talking about grown human beings with little children inside of them who get into tantrums and have to ensure that if they suffer, everyone else has to suffer, or they try to prevent or stop, shame, disparage, and destroy people who also may have a difference of opinion and thoughts from them. And this is how you handle woke culture. You, one, ignore them. If you do that, you can ignore them. Two is you engage with them and explain to them that their ideology, philosophy, and worldview is not productive. It's not conducive to anything. It doesn't move any goals forward. So it doesn't provide anything of value to anyone to just be angry and upset. And so that's what we have here. Now I'm going to scroll this down to this particular paragraph that I want you guys to see. I would read it, but I just want you guys to see this one particular paragraph here where she at least makes levels of concession to acknowledge the fact that her teammates and others may have differences of opinion than hers. However, she is not necessarily forcing her opinions onto anyone else. She is simply not kneeling because this is an actual action that people take, whereas most people typically show respect for their country, respect for their flag, or respect for their school, or respect for their team. This is not uncommon among athletes and sports. But what happened was, we go back to Kevin Kaepernick, who was trying to find a way to demonstrate. So he asked a veteran, ironically enough, how he could demonstrate in a way that wouldn't be, would have levels of, okay, I acknowledge the fact that we are doing this, for example, playing the anthem, but I also want to illustrate that I have concerns about a particular issue. That's where some of it mostly stemmed from. So Kaepernick kind of started that trend, and then it built up. And that's what I'm trying to say when it comes to how these individuals were given an inch, right? Polite society gave these people an inch. They took that inch and they hijacked our society. They completely took over. They go after companies. They go after businesses. They go after industries. They go after people. And we're already seeing how Elon Musk is demonstrating how these individuals work collectively as a group. They coordinate together to go after companies, businesses, industries, sports teams. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be an individual like Elon Musk. It doesn't matter to them. The thing is, they're irritated, they're annoyed, they're frustrated, and they want to take out their grievances on others or have others experience the misery that they're going through. And one could say the same thing about this current administration. A lot of the things that Biden is doing really is, well, I see a lot of it with it being punishing as many people as possible. And as you know, I often say that the establishment uniparty does this. They want to make up for the 4 years that they were being punished, essentially from their perspective, because President Trump was in office benefiting the country and not necessarily allowing them to get their particular ends and bends and needs and things met. And so we have this continuing battle. And I think this victory for this young lady is excellent. It demonstrates that if you stand up to the woke culture, you stand up to the nonsense, you will probably, most likely, in many cases, win, because there's no merit to what they're doing. There's no value to what they're doing. There's no value to being angry and hate-filled. There's no reward for it other than to express how you feel and or try to make others feel as bad as you do. And there's nothing conducive about it. There's nothing productive that comes from it, nothing positive. It's not goal-orienting, as I mentioned earlier. But I think this is an incredible story. I think this is exactly what needs to be out there in the media, showing these individuals winning against this ideological absurdity of wokeness, cancel culture, and just cancel culture in general. And I'm still feeling it here on the channel at YouTube. And I'm sure Elon Musk is feeling it very much on his end too, because of course they work through, as they coordinate, they work through the media, they work through social media to work together because they are a smaller group of people. And so, of course, the media gives them the platform, and social media gives them the voice, gives them the vehicle to get to other people. And so they make it look like they're larger than they really are. And that's what I have for you guys today. I want to thank you so much for the likes, shares, and the comments. Happy New Year to you guys. Hopefully this year will be a good one. We'll see much progress here on the channel in the last few months, so I'm very encouraged by it. But appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.